Hey, so I have not been here in a minute. I have been so busy with work and I rehabbed a house and it's just been like nutso. So I haven't been here on YouTube and I am back now with more real estate information. If you don't know who I am, I'm Sharon Mancini and I am a real estate investor, real estate agent. I buy houses cash, I take over payments, I do all kinds of things in the real estate realm. So I just wanted to come on here today and talk a little bit more about who can you trust? Who can you rely on? Who should you call when you have a real estate need? A lot of times it's kind of overwhelming. I've been there myself. When I sold my dad's house in Georgia was not a market I was familiar with. I was overwhelmed. When he died, I was just in an emotional state. I was there by myself, sorting through his things, and I felt very overwhelmed. So a lot of times you may be overwhelmed in the sale of your house, even if it's not something tragic like a death, but it's a lot. I mean, there are agents, there are investors, there are I buy houses signs, what's that? So there are a lot of different ways that you can sell your house. And I just wanted to discuss a little bit more about who's who, what's what, and what you could do to get your house sold. So, number one, find someone that can customize a solution. Typically, realtors are they just do one thing. They list houses. Typically, it's at 6%, so it's a pretty costly way to sell your house and the way that you will probably not net the highest dollar just because the commissions are so high now. When you call a realtor, there are right away, all it is just a listing, which can be a wonderful way to sell your house. So I think especially in this marketplace, especially in the market that we will likely be experiencing this summer, I think it's going to be a great way to sell a house is put it out on the open market, list it, but it's not the only way that you can sell a house. So investors like myself and other investors that I work with buy houses in two different ways. Typically. So the first way is cash. Now, with a cash offer, you will be getting a lower price because the investor will want a cash discount. And but you can sell your house in a jiffy, super quick. You don't have to do any fix-up work. If the house has problems, if it's not able to be mortgaged, it's in such bad condition that a bank won't finance it, then a cash buyer is certainly going to be at an advantage. You may also be able to put a house like this on the MLS, list it like a regular listing, and just market it to a buyer that wants to do some fix-up work, which it's a whole nother video. There's lots of ways that you can do that. Investors will also buy your house on terms. And what that means is they will buy on a lease option, they will buy subject to, they will buy on a land contract, and what that means, all of those terms, is that they will buy on seller finance, set up a payment with you, a multitude of terms. It could be 12 months, it could be 30 years, which I know that sounds like a long time, but it can be of great benefit, especially if you're retiring and you want to preserve that retirement income and create an income stream. So what I mean by customizing a solution is find someone that takes a look at all of this. All right. So everything I just said, I know that's a whole head full of stuff, but what you want is someone that is going to ask about your financial situation, your tax situation, the condition of the house, how soon you want to move, and customize a solution. And maybe net dollar to you isn't really the most driving factor. Maybe you just want a fast sale. Maybe you want to create an income stream like I just mentioned. So having someone that can customize different solutions is imperative. If you just call realtor, you're just going to get realtor stuff. If you just call I buy houses, all right? So an I buy houses sign, they're kind of weird. That's all they say. There's just a phone number. They're stuck in the grass somewhere. And what is that exactly? So what that is, that's not I buy houses in that way, but I don't advertise in that way. So that is a sign that's out there that's kind of very elusive and weird. And more than likely, that's just going to be a cash buyer. They just want to buy cash, as low as they possibly can. And they don't care about listing houses. So having a person that's a hybrid of both that will customize a solution, ask you what your needs are, and sort of give you a prescription to sell your house, or even multiple prescriptions, is going to be a great asset to you. Number two is a person that has great professional relationships. So I work in both agent land and investor land, and I have great relationships with both of those parties. So when I list a house, I know the agents in the neighborhood. They know that I am top notch. I'm above board. I will communicate well with them. My listings are priced well. They are professionally staged and professionally photographed. So they know that they have a great agent on the other end. If they want to bring their buyers through, they know the transaction will close, that I'm careful about details, and that I'm really good at what I do. So I have great relationships with agents. I also have investor groups that I work with, and I have great relationships with them as well. So when someone brings a situation to me and I ask all the questions that I ask and I find out what it is that they need, I can't do it. If I am not the person for it, I will refer that out to someone else. So I'm not going to try and take on something that is not in my forte and not something that I know inside and out. I'm only going to take the ones that I know inside and out, and I have all of my relationships to rely on to be able to get this person the best service possible. So it's not just with investors and agents, it's also with vendors. So I have a very strong vendor list, and I refer them, they refer me. We have a great working relationship. I've given them a lot of business. So not only do I have top-notch people that I work with on my team, but I also have people that if I need something done like today, they will go and do it. And I do not abuse that privilege with them, but I know that it's available to me. Like if we need something that's rushed, like we just need to get this done, I have people that will go out and do it. So I really cultivate those relationships a lot. I really keep them like really strong. I make sure that I don't do any damage to them, and I'm just very careful with who I choose to do business with, and my relationships have really flourished over time. So choosing someone that has great relationships is imperative, because you need those other people. You need those, let's call it sub support to the person that you choose to do real estate business with. So whether it's an agent, whether it's an investor, whether it's a hybrid, you need people that have that sub support, that they have great working relationships with others in the business. Number 3 is you may have a house that has special conditions, special needs. And let's just use an example. Okay, I have a great example and it just happened today, so it's really relevant. So I had somebody call me, and it was someone that I had rehabbed a house with. And he was like, I have a horse farm I have someone that I'm talking to that has a horse farm, and it's like 7 acres, and they have horses, and it's in Pennington, New Jersey. And right away, I knew it was not something that I was best at. Like, that is not my niche. And I do know another agent, and it's her niche. So that's all she does is horse farms. She knows all the horsey terminology. She knows horse farms in and out. She goes far and wide, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and she really just specializes in horse farms. So even though I could have been like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll take it, I'll just wing it, and I'll just figure it out, I knew that she was the best one for it. So I actually put those two together, even though like I'm out of the transaction. I don't get paid, I don't get anything. They're just going to take it and they're going to go with it, and I know that they're going to do a fantastic job. So that is an example of a very specialized property. So if you have a very specialized property, like a commercial building or a horse farm, I'm licensed and able to do any of that, but it's not my specialty. And so you want to look out for somebody that can handle that the best in the business. If you ever need a referral for anything, if you have any specialty, I have all the people that do the specialties. So whether it's a horse farm or whatever it is, you want to find somebody that really specializes in this very specific property. Even something like a vineyard, like you need to have the person that is the vineyard specialist. And I do have them. So if you need help with that, even if it's not me, call me and let me know, and I will know who to refer you to. But I really think someone that specializes in what you have is really the best person to choose, instead of somebody that's just very general. So the last one is communication. And I think it's not last for any other reason besides the fact that I think all of the points that I brought up are important, but I think communication is one of the most important. So I work with a lot of different real estate professionals, and some of them are less than desirable in communication. All right. So when I'm waiting for an email, I just want a phone call back. Sometimes there have been days that I just can't get in touch with somebody. I end up calling their broker. Like, this is the kind of stuff that's happening. So I think communication is so important and can help so many issues up front. So I try to get everything done like in the beginning. I'm huge on communication, and it drives me crazy when I have another real estate professional, let alone a buyer or seller, that does not communicate well. So communication solves a lot of problems. What to look for. Look for initially, is this person answering their phone? Are they willing to have a phone conversation? So I can't believe the amount of people in the professional world that are not willing to have a phone conversation. Anything has to be either text, email, or messaging. So make sure that the person that you're dealing with answers the phone, is willing to have a phone conversation, and also gets back to you like in some kind of timely manner. Like, I get it. We all have families. We need time off. We have other work obligations. But if they can't get back to you in at least a couple hours, I would really question whether or not they are the right person to work with, because time is of the essence in real estate, and things need to get done. And as the days click by and as the hours click by, sometimes you're losing money. Sometimes you are increasing your stress levels. It's just, non-communication is so frustrating. So just make sure that the person that you're dealing with has a high level of communication, communicates well, and communicates with others well. So I did also, there's a couple things that really don't matter with who you can trust, how to find a good real estate professional to work with. And that is, I have 3 of them. One is closing gifts. Now, I'm not saying that closing gifts aren't polite and sweet and give a high level of service, but I have seen, especially in the world of social media, people would be like, look at me, I have this huge basket full of things to give these people as a closing gift. Closing gifts don't really matter. Superior service matters. So make sure that you're working with someone that gives superior service. If they give a closing gift, great. If not, then who cares? But I see a lot of people relying on, look, I did this for my people, without really taking very good care of them, because it's very, like, the care that we give people is not that noticeable. Like, I can't post a reel of the care that I'm giving to people. Well, for the most part, but you know what I mean. But I could post this huge basket full of goodies and cleaning supplies, which is a sweet gesture, but not a reason that you should choose a real estate professional. And another one is social media itself. So some people have like fantastic social media pages. Like, really, sometimes I can't believe they know how to do everything that they know how to do. Like, they create these reels that look like movies, and it's really, really good. And I kind of want to do that myself too. Like, I have a secret idea that someday I will be able to do that, and I probably will, because I'm a very consistent person and I slowly but surely work towards the things that I want. So someday I will have movie-like productions, but I don't think that's a good reason to choose social media, because I know for a fact that there are a lot of people that aren't even producing anything that have wonderful social media pages. And then I know people that are just knocking it out of the park that aren't even on social media. So by choosing a person on their social media page because they look successful is not a good idea. And last is, this one is very specific to real estate agents, and don't delete me, but it's commissions. Do not choose an agent based on the amount of commission that they charge. It goes back to customizing a solution. Okay, so I'm actually going to make another video about commissions, because it's such a fiery topic right now, and I do have that in the works, and I will talk to you more about real estate commissions. But I think that if you really get someone that can fit your needs, that you will work well with, that customizes a solution for you, that is communicative, that is all of these things, I think they are worth their weight in gold. So by choosing commission that they're like, oh, just 1% is what I charge, or 6% is what I charge, I would, if I were a buyer or a seller and I was going into this, I would find the person that I worked the best with, that I trusted the most, that I knew would do a great job for me. And if they wanted more commission than I wanted to pay, I would negotiate it. So don't choose it on the amount of commission. I would find a person that I was like a great match with and then negotiate the commission. So that's all I have on this. So if you have any questions, please type them below in the comments, and I am pretty quick to answer. I'm great with communication. So if you have any questions about any of this, you can always reach out to me on any of my social media, on email, on text, or call me. It's all in the description below, all of my contact information, or just type it right here on YouTube. So I'm always happy to help. I buy houses, I rehab houses, I stage houses, and I list houses. So if you have a real estate need, let me know. And I'm so glad to be back. It feels like I've been gone forever. It's only been like 3 weeks, but it just feels like I've been off YouTube forever. Like it even kind of felt weird, like setting up my little like recording station right here. So anyway, I'm glad to be back. I will post more regular videos now. I just was overwhelmed. So I actually hired an assistant in the meantime. So I'm really happy about that. She's helping me out. So that has taken a lot of pressure off me and helped me to serve people even at a higher level, and also given me more time and space. And so now I have more time and space to do these videos too. So that's all for now. If you need me, call me. Description down below.